Just off the east bank of the Cumberland River and across the water from the Tennessee State Capitol building, there's a look at Nissan Stadium in Nashville. This crowd here fired up for football as a moment ago their Titans were introduced. This should be a good one as the Titans get set to match up with the Indianapolis Colts. The kickoff unit is out on the field and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has three options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football off a triple option, you've actually called that play.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, where that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Christian Fulton. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
First carry for DeAndre Swift. And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. They'll run the draw here with Swift. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on third down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
They'll try the left side with Taylor. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 43 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs...
And oh, he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. 20.
Bring it! Bring it!
Touchdown, Indianapolis. His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year and 4th overall. And the Colts have taken the lead. The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. This taken in at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Right back to Swift again on 2nd down. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. For the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. Now Prescott. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And not a lot of daylight. Not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. From the gun, here's Swift. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. And, Charles, this defense, I have to imagine, kind of licking its chops when you get a chance to face a team that's lost 3 straight.
And my surprise was listening to their head coach in his weekly presser, because normally you and I see guys that get up there and say, everybody's a threat, any given Sunday, that sort of thing. But he was asked if this might be a trap game, and he essentially said, He didn't see anything to worry about. Now, normally you say that to your team, but you don't tell us. You definitely don't say it to the media.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. On now is the Titans punter, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The tackle was by the Boston College product, Harold Landry. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. To the right side, this is Taylor. And some room to maneuver. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 62 yards for him on the ground so far tonight, as he has been terrific in this first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. That catch good for only a couple. These two teams met in Indy earlier in the year, with the Colts coming out on top. So a win here in Nashville would give them the season series. On play action, they'll throw. And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. Rashawn Gary able to record his 5th sack of the season. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. On 3rd down, here's Taylor. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
Well, the guys who are paid to make the tackles deserve some kudos there, but I think they deserve even bigger ones, because in that situation, they had to be thinking pass. Loosened up defense, going to pass coverage. Instead, maybe they surprised him a little bit running the ball, yet they rallied to it and stopped him well short of a 1st down.
And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far, as they try again with a 1st down now. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways. In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. And that led to a really nice game.
That would almost intercepted, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. This is Swift on the counter. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Play fake. Here's Prescott. He's going deep for Brown. And it's a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete. We saw a lot of that a week ago defensively from him. AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Just always seems to be around the football.
I like your observation there. Understands the game, understands positioning, can put himself in the right spot, and then make a play on the football.
And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And with a 7-3 lead, we'll see how aggressive they want to be. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up 2nd. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Titans going to get the ball to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back to it on EA Sports. Taking it about the 1. And able to get this out to the 25. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. These two teams getting a couple of late season tilts this year. Their first meeting was not too long ago, back in week 12. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Play action now, Prescott. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Bandit. 53's the mic. 53. Check 53. Get in the weight room. Kill.
To throw is Prescott. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And they'll get him down here at the 23. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. On now is the Titans punter as he's on to kick it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that, right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. He's got room to run past the 20. He's at the 50, 30, 10, 5, touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor, touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Colts are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good, and that pushes the lead up to 11. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. From the 6. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Come on, QB, come on. Check. Check, hot route. Hot. Kill. We're going to 54.
Here's Swift. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Watch the whip. Check.
They run the counter. Swift's got the first down and then some. And finally taken down at the 34. 70 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Alert 3. Hey, turn it up.
Here's a handoff to Swift. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Check three. Shift. We're going to 53. Back. We're going to 54. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Watch twist.
On 2nd down, Swift. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. He'll buy some time right, and that is incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Let's go, D. No. Off. Check 31. Hey, alert 3. Say it. We're going to 53. We're going to 54. Check 25.
They'll try it now with Swift. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
That was fourth and what we would call long in that situation, wasn't it? That wasn't fourth and inches, was it?
No, I mean, you get in those situations, 4th and 3, 4th and 4. That's a lot to, what would you say, a lot of pizza left in that box.
It certainly is. Not everyone dove in on that one. In today's NFL, this is a passing down, all right? This is not a running down. That takes a lot of guts to call that play and even better execution.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
On second down now, it's Evans, and he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Here's Swift. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Second and goal from the 1. Swift again, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. This defense has not surrendered a touchdown yet. You better believe they're determined not to here on 3rd and goal. And he is going to go down back at the 11-yard line. That's Darius Leonard, the linebacker who got in and got him to the turf. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. And his kick is good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense, and they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Boy, 175 yards. Rushing for him here as he starts to close in now on 1,200 yards for the season. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to Taylor on 1st down. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge. Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Now it looks like he'll throw here. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd.
Well, it certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you get a heck of a tight end candidate.
It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a 4th down now. Blankenship's kick is good. And that will extend their lead here to 17-6. So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal, field goal, field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. And this is going to be a Titans 1st down as he's got this past the 35 to about the 37. Running is Swift. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
On 2nd down, Swift. And this is going to be a Titans 1st down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line. They'll run on 1st down. Swift. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. So this one winds up in Indianapolis.